Speedrunning is very difficult. Competitive speedrunners will practice playing a game for countless hours almost as if it's like a job to get a faster time and push games to their absolute limits. However, some speedrunners have achieved what previously thought was to be impossible, whether that be incredible optimization of a run or discovering a game-breaking glitch that changes everything. Some of these are well known, others are more obscure. There is in fact a long history of crazy achievements and discoveries in the speedrunning community that push games played beyond their previous limits, like how Roger Bannister reached the 4-minute mile and redefined what is possible. So speedrunning has its own milestones in the games being played. In this video, we'll be looking at 5 speedrunners who achieved the impossible. But before we get into today's video, I am happy to announce that we've been chosen by a very selective sponsor, and it may come as a surprise to some of you who we have sponsoring today's video. That's right, Raid Shadow Legends. Elves are pretty cool, and Raid Shadow Legends has the cool Dark Elf faction. Raid's world, Teleria, used to be unified by one elf faction, but 700 years ago, the elves were split into 2 halves by Cyroth through art and ideology. The Arbiter found out about Cyrus' plan to corrupt the elves and campaigned for them to reject him. However, some still doubled down, and that is when the Dark Elves cult became established. A war broke out between the High Elves and the Dark Elves, and are still fighting till this day with cool assassins and warlocks on their side. They look pretty cool too. Check out Folly, the legendary Dark Elf champion that you can unlock. He's like a cool insectoid ninja. The cool thing about Raid is that it's actually pretty fun and plays like an old school turn-based strategy. This is the best time to get started in a raid, and if you click my link down in the description below or scan my QR code here on screen, you'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking an epic champion, Ana, 200,000 silver, 1 energy refill, and 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard so that you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get into the game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here, but act fast, for this bonus will only be available for the next 30 days and for new players. See you in game. Minecraft beaten in under a minute. Minecraft is one of the most unique games to speedrun, requiring the runner to think on the spot and adapt to new maps, situations, and think about the fastest route to beating the game on the fly. This, of course, means a lot of luck is involved. One category of speedrunning is set seed, where the game is played on the same map every time and runners try to get the fastest result in equal conditions, with the randomness of the map generation being minimized. The set seed Minecraft world record stands at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. However, the tool-assisted glitchless speedrun of Minecraft set seed beats the game in only 59 seconds. Yes, an entire game of Minecraft beaten in under a minute. Technis uploaded a video demonstrating his tool-assisted run on August the 20th, 2021, where we get to see what the perfect run of Minecraft would look like beyond the ability of a human to perform. Tool-assisted runs as a category basically allows the runner to slow down the game, use save states to manipulate luck, and play the game frame by frame to push the game to its limits. The point of tool-assisted runs are to showcase what a theorized perfect run would be by eliminating a need for human reflexes and assuring that you always get the best results with RNG. The run by Technis has some insane luck that can't be regularly relied upon. For one, he spawns right next to another portal which luckily has obsidian blocks and a flint and steel, finishing the portal in a second while simultaneously spawning a piglin with enchanted swords with 3 levels of sharpness, 2 in looting, and 2 in unbreaking. Then goes through the portal to find a horde of conveniently placed piglin to barter with. And all this happens within the first 10 seconds or so of the run. Yes, tasks are pretty crazy. The run only gets crazier from here, and the building speed is absolutely mind-blowing when you remove human limitations and reaction time. Needless to say, there's quite a lot of what goes into these runs, and it's quite a different skill set compared to live speedrunners due to the extreme RNG manipulation and frame-perfect mechanics, but it's still very impressive in its own right. I would highly recommend checking out Technis' channel if you're curious about tool-assisted speedrun Minecraft. He makes some great videos about tool-assisted Minecraft, and you really should check it out. Plants vs. Zombies without sunflowers. Plants vs. Zombies is one of the most fun and addictive games to come out. The gameplay is simple and easy to understand. You build flowers to generate resources and defend the lawn from zombies. One core mechanic is the use of sunflowers to generate sun points, which are used to build more towers that deal damage. However, there is a speedrun category of Plants vs. Zombies which doesn't allow sunflowers or sun shrooms to generate sun points. Many might believe this is an impossible task, as the amount of sun you get passively over time is so small relative to the resources made by the sun plants. However, a speedrunner named Aaron the Winner managed to beat Plants vs. Zombies in these conditions in 4 hours and 59 minutes. The run itself is very challenging, require clever use and allocation of puff shrooms, a free but extremely weak plant, and careful placement and investment of the limited sun resources. Puff shrooms are uniquely useful in no sun plant runs since they cause 0 sun points, have unlimited range, and deal damage and only attack during the night. However, during the day, they are still used as a delaying tactic of holding back and grouping up zombies to then later take out with an explosion plant. Playing Plants vs. Zombies in this fashion is basically rebelling against the game's entire gameplay loop, but it is possible. Barely. There are various one-use plants that aren't towers but have huge effects. Plants such as cherry bombs, potato mines, and doom shrooms are all heavily used in a no sun plant run. Despite saying this, it is very much dependent on luck and RNG, as on certain stages. It is simply impossible to beat if a zombie spawns in a certain lane. For this reason, the world record held by Aaron the Winner still has 3 resets due to this huge dependence on luck. Super Mario 64 Backwards Long Jump. One of the most ran competitive speedrun games is Super Mario 64, regularly getting high viewership with the speedrunning community and arguably being one of the most difficult and deceptively complex set of mechanics to master. Super Mario 64 is designed in a way that you play the game unlocking stars, which then unlock additional stages until you reach the end of the game. Throughout Super Mario 64, there are star doors which act as gates requiring a number of stars to get past. One exception being the final gate being the endless staircase. If one were to enter the endless staircase without 70 stars, an infinite staircase loop would play. The mechanics of this is actually a clever illusion which teleports Mario back to the start of the staircase. For the longest period of time, it was correctly assumed that a speedrun of Super Mario 64 requires a minimum of 70 stars to get past the endless staircase. That was until the backwards long jump was discovered. The backwards long jump, or BLJ for short, is the most iconic trick in Super Mario 64 runs. It basically requires Mario to perform a long jump while moving backwards on slanted stairs. Mario glitches out and begins racking up negative speed, making him exponentially move faster in the opposite direction. This glitch is useful in almost all categories of Mario 64 speedrunning. If you watch any Mario 64 speedrun, they all use BLJ to clip through terrain, bypass obstacles, and simply just go faster. However, how it was used to skip the endless staircase is the most iconic use of it. The BLJ was discovered by 2 Mario 64 players named Jose Angel and Dante Ruiz Villarreal, who has talked about their discovery in Club Nintendo, a gaming magazine from the year 2000. They spoke about how to perform a BLJ and how it could be used to skip the endless staircase even with Mario only having 50 stars. This basically bypassed the entire teleport system and area by going so fast the teleport ticker doesn't have time to check to find Mario and teleport him back, essentially ending the endless staircase by having Mario move at warp speed. There are even crazier examples that use BLJ in Mario 64 speedruns, such as going out of bounds into parallel dimensions, which almost requires a physics degree to understand. However, the endless staircase skip is the most famous implementation of BLJ. Beating Elder Scrolls with a paintbrush. Bethesda games are notorious for their game-breaking glitches and exploits, and Elder Scrolls Oblivion is no exception. Oblivion is no exception in the massive open worlds that the Elder Scrolls is known for. Typically, a playthrough of Oblivion will take 30 hours for someone focusing on the main quest. Including all of the side quests, it can reach over 100 hours of playtime. However, an any percent record for Oblivion stands at a little over 3 minutes. How is that possible? Well, the answer lies at the start of the game. In the Imperial City Temple District lies an important building at the end of the game, which triggers the ending sequence. Going through the door of the temple normally doesn't do anything special. However, Bethesda, for some reason, put an alternate door clipped into the building model, which when opened triggers the ending sequence of the game, basically teleporting you to the final fight. One way speedrunners discovered clipping into the temple model and going through the door involved a clever use of dropping in-game items to create a stairway going above and under the temple. temple. In this case, paintbrushes were used. By dropping paintbrushes in places allowed a speedrunner to climb the temple by jumping onto the paintbrushes dropped by the player until you get to the point where you can climb through the door, triggering the ending sequence. However, the paintbrush trick has to take the cake for the silliest game-breaking trick in a Bethesda title. If you were to tell people at the launch of Oblivion that you could beat the game at level 1 by using a paintbrush, people would have called you crazy. But for a while, it was the most efficient way to beat Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Pokemon Yellow beaten in 0 seconds. The Game Boy Pokemon games are classics that many people spent lots of time on in their childhood. However, one of the craziest examples of breaking a game and doing the impossible has to be the Pokemon Yellow any percent category. The record for Pokemon Yellow stands at 0 seconds on in-game time. Yes, you heard me correctly. For those of you that don't know, Pokemon speedruns are typically timed with in-game times that are shown in the end credits screen. The way Pokemon Yellow is beaten so fast is with a trick named Save Corruption. By saving the game and switching off of the Game Boy at the right exact time, it will corrupt the save file, basically making the game unplayable. However, by rearranging your inventory in a precise sequence, you can change the variables of doors, allowing you to rewrite where a door will take you. In this case, the Pokemon any percent speedrun has the door of the starting house to be rewritten to take you to the Hall of Fame room, which when speaking to Professor Oak triggers the credits. Yep, that's it. It's not even particularly hard to do this glitch since there are tons of easy to follow guides on how to get under 1 minute runs of Pokemon Yellow. You could even do it yourself. Also, because of how optimized this category is, it's kind of a dead category since the game is already beaten in a matter of seconds. There's nothing really much that can be done to improve the run. Because of how busted this glitch is, the more popular Pokemon speedruns specifically prohibit save corruption, and it's easy to see why. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for videos about speedrunning. See ya!